a couple of bills passed. Actually, SB 1421 just got done being passed. The right to know.
Personnel record isn't private anymore.
Exactly.
In 2018, SB 1421 was passed, the Right to Know Act, which gives the public the right to see certain records relating to police misconduct and serious use of force. You can now request these records under the Public Records Act. I was scrolling through my videos, trying to figure out which one of these police officers should I do a public records request on. Officer Grimes. Police Officer 3, Stephen L. Grimes. I just want you to know, this opened a rabbit hole for me. The LAPD article, I found this horrific documentation of a fatal police shooting involving Jose Raul Peña and his 17-month-old daughter, Susie Marie Peña. I'll have the link to this below, but just to get to Grimes, he did not shoot his weapon at this incident. He did help to get a teenage stepdaughter off of the property while Jose was holding his 17-month-old daughter hostage, and unfortunately both were killed by the police. That's a whole nother story. Now, back to Grimes. So I went on to Google and I did a basic search of how to write the request, and I found on the ACLU website that they are ever so kind, and they offered a downloadable Word document that you can copy and paste. So then I went to the LAPD, and I've already issued the request. You can always pause and read the document, but it is a request for public records regarding Officer L. Grimes. I put it in on the 6th. They have 10 days to respond, so I will be documenting the process and sharing with you whatever the results may be. And we're back. So on the 10th, they sent this message back to me saying, I've reviewed your California public record request. Again, go ahead and pause the video to read this. Basically, they're asking for more time, an additional 4 days. So then they tell you the due date changed, and then they sent me this response. I'm actually going to read this whole thing, so bear with me. The Los Angeles Police Department has received your request under the California Public Records Act, Code Section 6250, or the CPRA, aka California Public Records Act, seeking peace officer personnel records and/or department records relating to the types of incidents described in Penal Code Section 832.7, the subdivision B1, subsections A, B, and C. The department is cognizant of its responsibilities under the CPRA. It recognizes the statutory scheme for enacted to maximize citizen access to the workings of government. The CPRA does not mandate disclosures of all documents within the government's possession, rather by specific exemption and reference to other statutes. The CPRA recognizes that there are boundaries where the public's right to access must be balanced against such weighty considerations as the right of privacy, a right of constitutional dimensions under California Constitutional Article 1, Section 1. The law allows for non-disclosures of records that are otherwise exempt under the express provisions of the Act or pursuant to applicable federal or state law per California Government Sections Code 6254A, 6254B, 6254C, 6254F, 6254K, and 6255. The Department also recognizes that Penal Code Section 832.7 and Government Code Section 6254F, which generally make all peace officer personnel records and police investigatory records confidential and exempt from disclosure. We amend effective January 1st, 2019 by Senate Bill 1421. The amendment created exemptions from those general confidentiality requirements for the following 4 categories of officer personnel and investigatory records. A. Records relating to the report, investigations, or findings of, first, an incident regarding an officer-involved shooting, or second, an incident involving the use of force by any officer resulting in death or great bodily injury. B. Records relating to an incident involving a sustained finding of sexual assault by any officer involving a member of public. And C. Records relating to any incident involving a sustained finding of dishonesty by an officer directly related to the reporting, investigation, or prosecution of a crime or an investigation of misconduct by any officer. Penal Code 832.7 B1A-C. To the extent your request seeks records relating to such incidents occurring before January 1st, 2019, the Los Angeles Superior Court has issued a temporary order directing the Department to refrain from enforcing or applying the SB 1421 amendments to Penal Code Section 832.7 in any manner which would result in disclosure or production of records regarding incidents or reflecting conduct occurring prior to January 1st, 2019. The Superior Court's temporary order stay, the department enforcing of SB 1421, which was entered on December 31st, 2018 in Los Angeles Police Protective League versus City of Los Angeles case number 1ASTCP034595, is in place until the court's orders otherwise. Accordingly, the department is currently prohibited from disclosing or providing any records responsive to the portion of your request. Respectfully, LAPD, blah, blah, blah. So, I want to point out, though, I have done a request before, and when they do their final response, they usually close the case, so then it is published. But in this case, it is still open, so it is not published. They don't want the public to know that they're not responding with actual information. They don't want us to know that just because it passed, they have put a block on the SB 1421, so we still are unable to access those public records of the police officers that are in our city. I'm not surprised, and I will be updating you all further if anything else comes up. I'm going to be doing a little more research into this. This is BS, but again, I'm not surprised.
I'll walk around all day and all night recording cops.
I'm LaurasharkCW.
Because the only videos I follow is Laura Shark is always out here now. Tell Laura Shark we said hi.